Fallout4 New London, the newest mod, and probably the biggest mod we've ever seen, trying to encapsulate all of London into one mod. As you can see, there's going to be tons of new world space to explore, tons of new items, tons of new buses, tons of new weapons, tons of new everything. So then you can just see tons of concept art and tons of real models that they've been working on over the past 2 years. Now this landscape is going to be full of raiders, thugs, and everything else imaginable. So I'm going to let them talk about the weapons.
Watch Prime Minister's questions and wish you could brain them in with the ceremonial Parliament mace? Well, now you can, with this model by Alibaba. Fancy slashing things in melee with your very own trusty umbrella? Perhaps knocking someone out with a cricket bat grenade is more your forte. Check out these models by Benji. Are you more of the range type? Shooting people from a distance? Maybe the very, very, very heavily requested M2 is to your liking. What about hitting people from afar with a big heavy weapon such as the PEDL? Or last, but not least, maybe, just maybe you like using a laser gun. Here we have our M72 Gauss rifle. This rifle was even featured on the Nexus homepage, made and animated by Eutharian.
So as you can see, there are many new weapons, and this right here is a World War II, or designed kind of to look like World War II. It's a London military outfit. It, as you can see, has a bunch of different styles. There will be heavy, medium, and large. Others that can come in later. The next thing is the cricket bat. This, as you can see, has 20 damage. It's slow, but I bet you it's going to have a lot of different mods, as you can see right here. And there's a bunch of concept art for that. And then the next thing is the concept art for some new buildings that they're deciding to do, which look interesting. It looks like a big tower. And then after this will be another concept art that's bridges. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be the London Bridge or whatever it's supposed to be, but it's going to be cool. This guy will talk about the gangs that are added.
Historically, the gang found in the Tower of London are said to have misread the history between the Beefeaters and the Ravens Guard, and as such have turned to cannibalistic rituals done to honour the Ravens of the Tower. We really feel he incorporated this idea perfectly, as you can really see how crazy these guys are.
There is no real release date for this mod, but as you can see, there are many things that are coming out of this game. There's a lot of gameplay here of this new gun that they've added, and then lots of different gameplay of the surroundings. So there is no release date, as I told you, but we're thinking this game will come out, or they're thinking this new mod will come out in 2 years maybe. It's still in early areas, so it's kind of like where Miami is, Fallout Miami and New Vegas, but we'll see. It could come out, it could be amazing, or it could just not work. There's lots of new gameplay on the buildings and structures, and you can really see how it really takes on a beauty side, because lots of this concepts kind of look like just a really nice looking game. Kind of looks like a DayZ. And then this next part, the next part with the fog, kind of looks like a Call of Duty game. It looks so pristine. I think this will be a very interesting concept that they're going to add in, this new and awesome fog. Now, the way to get to this new world, they've already come up with a plan. It's the plane that they used for a couple different adventures in Fallout 3. And I don't know, he seems to make travels from English to that. So that's what they are going to say that you fly on from the airport. The next thing you see is some concept art of, some real gameplay of England. It's really cool, and I really like it. I actually see in the background that they're shooting something. It looks like a human, but it could not be a human. I'm not sure, but this just looks really interesting, and I would really love how they're going to add this concept into the game. So the next thing that they're going to show are some new outfits that really are interesting. They're kind of so these people used to be, as they say to us, they used to run like most of England, but they've been proceeding and trying to, but they've been taken back. And now all they really own is their bar. And you know they're probably angry about losing all this territory. So they're going to be a big part in what you're going to do in the game. They seem to have eye patches, which I'm not sure if that's new. But in this picture, you see their leader. And he's supposed to be fearsome and pretty angry that all of his land got stolen. I mean, who wouldn't be? He has an eye patch, looks like he has a revolver, beer all over the place, but he just looks like he's going to be a scary protagonist. And then the next thing that they added is this new ballista gun. And it's from World War II, and it's a famous gun. But I think it will really add a new huge firepower to your operations. This next thing will be covered by
an acid overhaul for all things British. Fancy some tea? Look no further than KV Tips. Just add a little buttermilk. Want some beans for that full English? Bond's beans. Sure, he may have taken some liberty with the names, but these products are clearly as British as they come.
In this video, we can see the three main gangs. The first one on the far left is really just an angry, just they're all out trying to kill people. The next one is, well, they're pretty much druggies. They go around slashing and packing. And then the middle one is more of a, big protection, kind of a blunt object using melee, but they're all going to be very fearsome gangs in the area. And I'm not sure how they're going to add that hairstyle, but you know what? We'll see.
For the good guys, let's look at the globally famous Royal Lifeguards. These guys are the pinnacle of Britain and a true icon. With their red coat and fuzzy hat, they really represent the history and fanfare of the British culture, so their inclusion in the mod was a definite. Oi oi, what's all this then? It's a true London staple, the trusty Bobby. Could you even begin to imagine a gang set in London without the titty-helmeted police officers? These boys in blue may not be quite the police of today, but God save the Queen? Oh my. No introduction needs to be made for this monarch, but perhaps an explanation. She'd be over 150, too old, blah blah, you might say. But we say, wait until you play the mod and all will be explained. Upton Burke Industries. Concept art for the postbot comes courtesy of the fantastic Tony's art, and the model comes from Alibaba. And now we have the big reveal of our Halloween sneak peek. The Tactical Upton Burke Tactical Explosive Delivery Mechanism Mark 16. Blimey, that's a mouthful. And 2 tacticals? Who were these guys? This little guy, despite the lack of arms, really wants a hug from you. I just wouldn't recommend it. This guy was again drawn by Tony's art and modelled by Aaron. You might notice if you compared the sleek looks of the American robots from the vanilla game to the robots of Upton Burke, you'll see they're a little more clunky and wobbly and unreliable. This is mostly due to the lack of access to the advanced American tech, but also because of a need to continually cost cut within the company. In contrast to this, the scientists working over at Turing, who get governmental funding, come up with the wonderful Atkins Automatron. This automatron was created in competition with Upton Burke to win a military contract, and put in production to help the dwindling British troops during the Resource Wars. In our timeline, these guys are reactivated by the militia-turned-army, the Tommies, as a proud...
I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like the breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home.
For when the fighting is stopped and the fallout has settled, you must rebuild. Not just walls, not just buildings, but hearts and minds, and ultimately, America itself.
Country roads, take me home, country roads.